We are now going to be moving on to Chapter 3, Part 3, the response of the respiratory system to physical activity. Before we look at how the respiratory system reacts to physical activity, we need to understand the basics. So within this PowerPoint, or this presentation, what we're going to be looking at is the structure of the respiratory system. The respiratory system's primary aim is to bring blood into contact with the atmospheric air, ultimately bringing O2 into the body and taking CO2 out of the body. The respiratory system performs three main processes which are linked via the heart and the vascular system. The first one is the pulmonary ventilation. The process of pulmonary ventilation is the breathing of air into and out of the lungs. The second process is called external respiration. External respiration is the exchange of O2 and CO2 between the lungs and the blood. So it happens in the lungs, in the alveoli and the capillaries. The third process is called internal respiration. Internal respiration links really well with our knowledge of the heart and the vascular system. Internal respiration is concerned with the exchange of O2 and CO2 between the blood and the muscle tissues. As you can see in the diagram, we have external respiration and internal respiration. External respiration happens in the lungs and it concerns the transportation or exchange of O2 and CO2 between the lungs and the blood. Internal respiration, which you can see down here, is concerned with the exchange of O2 and CO2 between the blood and the muscles or the body cells. To understand internal respiration and external respiration better, we need to review the respiratory structure. You would have learnt this at GCSE, so what we're going to do now is recap our knowledge from GCSE. Pulmonary ventilation, i.e. breathing in and out, follows a common pathway through the respiratory structures before oxygen, O2, and carbon dioxide, CO2, are exchanged in the lungs. To start pulmonary ventilation, we either breathe in through our nose cavity or our oral cavity. The action of breathing through the nose has an advantage of helping to moisten, filter and warm up air aided by the mucus lining and blood capillaries within the walls of the respiratory structure before it enters the lungs. This improves the exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide. From the nose, the air passes through the pharynx, larynx and trachea before entering the lungs. Once the air has passed the pharynx, larynx and trachea, it breaks off into the left and right bronchi branch, here and here. They then reduce in size, as you can see in the picture, and they become bronchioles. The bronchioles terminate into alveoli ducts, leading to the alveoli sacs or grape-like clusters of tiny air sacs. Each individual air sac is called an alveolus and is the actual site of gaseous exchange. Alveoli increase the efficiency of gas exchange by forming a vast surface area, approximately half the size of a tennis court, for gaseous exchange to take place. They have one single cell layer, which reduces the distance for gas exchange. The alveoli have a moist lining or film of water, helping to dissolve and exchange oxygen. There is an extensive network of narrow alveoli capillaries producing a short diffusion path. The capillaries around the alveoli are also one cell thick or single cell layered, reducing the distance for gaseous exchange.